Hello there, I'm going to show you how to make this half square triangle pouch. It has boxed out corners and also tabs at the top here. Helps it to lay much flatter than your regular zipper pouch. This is probably another good time to tell you that I make hundreds and hundreds of sewing tutorials, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my informative videos. For this half square triangle pouch, we're going to need 24 of these finished. So I have done some different coloured scrap fabric, so I have 24 of these different coloured ones, and then I kept the other side white, so you're going to need 24 white. For this particular project, I am going to use my AccuQuilt GO. I am not paid or sponsored to complete this video. The AccuQuilt GO comes with these dies. So basically they have patterns on the bottom here, and then you run it through your AccuQuilt GO and it applies enough pressure onto the fabric that it cuts your section. So you need this that goes on top. This is kind of like a cutting mat. I just have the Go Me version, so I just have to hand crank it all the way through. Generally you can stack about 6 pieces of fabric, and then when I lift this up, it has all of my triangles cut for me. I find this easier because I personally don't like cutting, so I do like doing it this way. There are a lot of ways of making half square triangles. Basically this will be a 3.5 inch square. Once again, I am not paid nor sponsored to create this video. I use a Baby Lock Soprano sewing machine. In the top of my thread here, I will have a white polyester. In my bobbin thread, I'll have a white polyester also. And I'll have a 9014 Microtex sewing needle. When it comes to sewing the triangles together, I do 1/4 inch at the seam, and I'll start sewing. And then when it comes to the end, I don't take the triangle out. I will do what is known as a chain piecing. So I keep that last one in, and I will keep stitching another section on. Then I'll get another triangle here, and I'll put them right sides together, and I'll sew them. This is the most efficient way of piecing. Cut 2 pieces of lining fabric to the same size as the front piece of your section. So you should have 3 rows of half square triangles and then 4 going across, and you should have this twice. So these are your 2 front sections and then your 2 lining sections. I'm also going to use some fusible fleece. Fusible fleece is great as a stabilizer for a pouch. One side is fusible, so it has a little bit of glue on it, you can feel it, and the other side is a little bit furry. You are going to adhere the glue side down, turn this over, and it's always best to press on the other side. So the glue side will be on the back of your lining fabric. It's normal for it to wrinkle up if it's wrinkling up. It is the inside lining, so it doesn't really matter too much. I've done that on both sides. This is my second section. The next thing I'm going to do is make zipper tabs for this pouch. First of all, I am going to cut this end off where the metal section is. Now I want there to be a 1/2 inch space at the top of both sides of my pouch. I have opened the zip at the other side, and now I'm going to cut 1/2 inch here from this other side. So on both sides of this zipper now, there is 1/2 inch on either side of the top. Now on both sections of your half square triangle pouch, you're going to flip them over and you are going to mark 1/2 inch away on both top sections of this half square triangle pouch. If you find this easier, you can do intervals all the way down the side. Let's create some zipper tabs. So you're going to need 2 strips, about 1.5 by 2 inches. 1.5 by 2 inches times 2. Now you're going to create like a little bag strap. You're going to fold it in half, find the center, then fold it in half again, fold it in half again, create the other one. What I do next is get a little piece of heat and bond. Heat and bond has a little bit of glue on one side, and then place that down, press, and I'll do that on both of them. Then you'll just need to score, and that will reveal the glue. So on this side, just using a pin. Then you bring your zipper over and you place that inside of the zipper tab, and you can just press. That keeps the zipper tab in place, so when you go and sew it, it's not moving about on you. So I'm just gonna do the same on this side. Fold it over and then press, and then just tidy these ends up, just trim them close to the zipper tape. So now it's time to get the pouch organized, and don't forget there's going to be 1/2 inch on both sides, so you're going to see 1/2 inch here. So I would use some wonder clips and keep that in place from moving. And also take your lining section and place that face down. You are now going to take this over to your sewing machine and you are going to sew this into place. When you start sewing, you're going to start from the 1/2 inch and you're going to go all the way down. You're going to pull everything back. So you have a front section here and you have a back section here. I'd recommend just going back to the sewing machine and just top stitching this into place. Then we're going to come along and put the front side to front side together. And then flip this over. And then we're going to put the lining section face down. And then we're going to grip this all together again. And we are going to do exactly the same and just sew this into place. You're going to open this out on both sides like so, and you're going to press it down. So you've got both sections open. And you're going to go back to your sewing machine and you're going to top stitch this into place. Now what you need to do now is open these two up. So you're going to have the front sections together and you're going to have the lining sections together. If you do like your pouches to sit flat at the bottom, you'll have to create a box at the bottom. So I generally, as a rule of thumb, like 1.5 for a small pouch is enough. So just create a small square at the bottom here. Did that on all 4 corners, so then you just go along and cut them corners out. Do one last check and make sure that your zipper is open. And we're going to take this over to the sewing machine. And we are going to leave about 1.5 inches at the bottom of the lining, and we are going to sew all the way around. We're not going to sew around the squares. We're just going to leave it a bit open in the lining, and then we're going to sew all the way around here. And do not sew into your zipper tab. Just make sure that you're only doing that 1/2 inch that we left. Now with your boxed out corners, all you have to do is open it up and match each of the seams, and then you're just going to sew this into place this way. Now with the opening that we left, all you're going to do is reach inside. I like to pull the zipper just a little bit open and pull everything right sides through. So the opening in the lining can now be shut once we have checked that everything is sewn into place. And then you can push the lining through to the pouch. And there we go. There is a 1/2 square triangle pouch with tabs. The tabs are there to help the zipper line much flatter, because sometimes when you create a zipper pouch, these end up tucking in. So this helps to make the pouch look flatter on the top and looks much more professional looking. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.